How's it going, guys? I, of course, am your host Badge Trains, and I want to start this video off by giving a quick thank you to all of you guys for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. My last video did incredibly, and that pushed us to pass 1,000 subs way quicker than I expected. For my 1K sub special, I wanted to get back to my roots. My first ever video on this channel was a little collection video of all my Trackmaster stuff that I owned, and in the 5 years since I uploaded that video, my collection of now Tomy items has increased dramatically. However, I have yet to showcase all of my stuff that I have, so to thank you all for this incredible milestone, here is my entire Tomy Playrail Thomas collection. This video is going to be made up of 4 sections. We'll first touch on all my Tomy engines, then to all my rolling stock. After that, I'll show you my only 2 interesting POIs. Finally, to round out the video, I'll show you my collection of Troubles and Trucks, as I am a massive Troubles and Trucks fan. I mean, just look at my profile picture. Anyways, with that being said, let's get into the engine that started it all. This Thomas was the engine that started it all. This was my only Tomy engine that I owned as a kid, and I have absolutely no idea where I got it from, but I have had him as long as I can remember. The right front buffer went missing years ago, and it still looks great. He also still, after all these years of my possession, runs amazing. This engine got me curious into other Tomy Thomas engines, and that has led me to where we are now. This is a regular face Thomas. The white running board didn't originally come with this face of Thomas, but I had a really good quality face and chassis, so I just put them together. It's just a really good quality Thomas with the absolute classic face. This is probably my favorite model that I've ever got. This came in arguably the best Thomas set ever, the Thomas and Freight Car set, which I reviewed a few years back. I love the expression on this model. Whenever I have a layout on my table, this is one of my go-to engines to pull trucks, coaches, or whatever. He's an amazing runner, can pull a whole bunch of trucks, and is definitely a must-buy if you're in the market for an angry Thomas. Here we have James. Just an overall solid model, really. This wasn't my original James, this is my second one. I remember I was attempting to clean out James's motor, and I managed to break one of the wires off of the motor that connected it to the tender, which powers it. So I have a spare broken James, along with a spare broken Percy, Thomas, and Toby. Anyways, I like my James, runs decent, and is a great addition to upcoming videos. Next up we have Henry. Definitely one of my worst runners, although the model itself looks amazing. If I do replace this one, I'll probably get the one with the white running board. Until then, this Henry will do. He's featured in a bunch of classic videos, like the Flying Kipper and Something in the Air custom sets. This Henry has served me very well. Percy is up next. He is probably the channel's most famous engine, as he was the main character in my first ever custom set. This Percy will always have a place in my heart. He's a great model, one of my first. Toby is the next engine on here. Nothing much to say about him, a decent model who I've owned for really forever. Doesn't run very well though, so hopefully I can replace him one of these days. Till then, this Toby works. Next up we have one of my favorite models, Duck. He is one of Tomy's best, and I want to get him featured in more videos. He's also one of my favorite characters in the show. I find it kinda odd how he came with Scruffy and Toad instead of Oliver, but whatever. I'm glad Toad and Scruffy aren't as rare as Oliver is now. Anyways, Duck is great. He'll be featured in a lot more videos coming up. Trust me. Donald's the next engine up. He is the more common twin between him and Douglas. I distinctly remember scrolling on eBay and study hall in, I believe, my sophomore year of high school. I was going back and forth in my head whether or not to get him, and in the end, of course, I did get him, and he is genuinely one of my best running engines. He can pull a ton of freight cars, and his sleek black body and tender make him one of my favorite Tomy models that I own. Speaking of common, much cheaper twins, we have Ben. I actually got this as a Christmas present from my parents, the only Tomy item that I've ever gotten as a gift. He's a cool model. I want to get a build to go along with him because there are a ton of episodes I don't want to make custom sets with that feature both of them. Ben is a great character and a solid model, one I'll cherish forever. Starting a string of Diesels that I own, it's none other than Diesel himself. Diesel has slowly become one of my favorite characters in the classic series. He features in so many great episodes and is a perfect villain for the series. This Diesel model, however, does not run very well at all, if ever. If the battery inside him isn't in the exact perfect place, he just doesn't go anywhere. Still an awesome model, and he'll become even more of a favorite once I get one that runs well. Here's my only Magic Railroad engine, Diesel 10. I wish this one had the moving arm like the one exclusively in the set with all the other Magic Railroad characters does, but alas, this is still a super cool model. It's kinda awkward to fit him into videos as he's sort of a one-off, but he also isn't at the same time. Either way, still glad I own this. Next up is Salty. He's grown on me more as I've watched season 6, and I do want to add more characters that were introduced in that season to my collection. Until then, we've got Salty to work with. Great model obviously, great to have by the docks whenever I have a layout on the table. Overall, one of Tommy's most solid models. My final diesel is Dennis. I'll be honest with you guys, I have absolutely no idea where this guy came from. I don't remember getting him in any videos, so if you want to look back and see if he appears anywhere in any old videos, that would help me out a whole lot. Not entirely sure what to do with this guy, but I'm happy I own him. Back to our last few steam engines, here is Emily. One of course, Tommy's most unique models. It's quite accurate though. She's never been a favorite of mine, just sort of indifferent to her, as I mostly resonate with seasons 1 through 5. However, she's a really cool model. Whenever I do decide to make sets featuring episodes past the classic series, she'll definitely be featured. Spencer is up next, and he's a really cool looking one. His sleek color and design make him one of the cooler engine designs Tommy's made. Like Emily though, never had much of an attachment to Spencer. A cool engine that I'd love to feature in future episodes. For our final steam engine, we have my only narrow gauge engine, Skarloey. He's a pretty cool one. I wish Tommy released more narrow gauge engines. They're missing Peter, Sam, and Rheneas. That makes crafting custom sets for narrow gauge episodes a challenge, but someday I'll figure something out. Till then, the Skarloey will have to do. For the second part of this video, we're going to go over some of the random rolling stock that I own. The first I have to show you is my breakdown crane. An absolutely awesome model. I got this in the Thomas and the Freight Car set, the one that came with the Angry Thomas, and this breakdown crane is one of the reasons I wanted that set. A great addition to any layout, and it appears in so many episodes that if I wanted to, I could add it to just about any custom set. Here are all of my express coaches. They're all slightly different colors because I got them all from a bunch of different sources. I love these coaches, and they look great being pulled by any engine. I'm always in the market for new ones, as the more coaches an engine pulls, the merrier. This was a weird class of rolling stock. I wasn't sure what to call them, but since they're all the same color and both pulled by Henry and the pack he came in, I'll call them fish cars. I have 2 flatbeds and 1 van. They're really cool to have sit by the docks, the van specifically, and they're an amazing addition to the Flying Kipper. These 2 cars are also weird anomalies, as I got both of them in the same newer Thomas and Freight Car set, which you used to be able to buy on Amazon for like 40 bucks. They both move around when they run on the track. I personally prefer the milk truck to the regular freight truck that just kind of bounces around, but neither of them are near the top of my list. Alright, last random rolling stock. Here is the load at the back of the Thomas and Jet engine set. Another one that I randomly got in some lot that I purchased years ago. Not really useful until I get the actual jet engine. Funny enough, this is a really common piece that I see in eBay and Facebook market listings all the time. I'm indifferent on this one. Nothing amazing, but not all that great either. Back to some more normal rolling stock, here are all my tankers. I really want to get some of the actual Sodor fuel and tar tankers because I simply don't like these oil tankers that I have 2 of. My milk tanker is cool though, and once I get more variants, they'll make a bunch more appearances. Here are my cabooses, whatever. Never been a big fan of these. I've always preferred the regular brake van, which I currently do not own any of. I never like putting these in videos because they just don't really fit the vibe as much. In my opinion, they're a lot more rounded, cartoony, and just overall plain. Because of that, I've never jived with them that much. As a result, these go mostly unused. Some of my favorite types of rolling stock are vans, and I have 3 different cattle van variants. I have a darker colored one, a more bright green colored one, and one with a white top. All 3 are pretty cool, but I really like the first 2. The one with the white cover isn't my favorite, but the cattle vans in general are cool, and a great subset of rolling stock. Next is a favorite of mine. I love the mail train in Thomas, and as a result, this mail van is super awesome. I wanted to get a few more of these so I can make custom sets that feature the night mail train. Until that day comes though, this singular mail van is going to be cherished in my collection. For my final piece of rolling stock, I have some pretty unique ones. These flatbeds with the characters on them come from the famous Thomas and Freight Car set. If you guys want to watch a great review on all the items in that set, there's going to be a link in the description because I think it's one of my best reviews. Getting back on track though, these are really cool flatbeds. I love how Trevor, Caroline, and Terrence make miniature appearances here, and even without them, the flatbed itself is a great piece of rolling stock, one of my absolute favorites. For this third miniature part of the video, I want to highlight 2 large points of interest that I own, as they feature greatly in videos of mine. First are the docks. This is one of my favorite places in the TV series, and the piece they made for it in Tomy form is just as amazing. I love Cranky as a character, and adding Bulstrode is just the cherry on top. An incredible piece of merchandise and one of Tomy's best. My second, more expensive item is my Knapford Station. This is a gorgeous destination, and I'm so glad I got this imported from the UK at the price I did. Got it for about $160 total, and today you'd be lucky to pay under $400 for it. It's a sick item, and I use it in videos anytime that I can. Fortunately, it is missing one of the 6 roof pieces, and it's impossible to find spares online, so I've been living with 5 out of the 6 roof pieces for years now. If someone wants to send me a spare roof piece or anything else really, DM me on Instagram, and while you're there, give me a follow. I want to keep growing on there as it's my main social media I'm active on. Anyways, let's move swiftly onward to the final part of this video, my troublesome truck collection. The first entry to my troublesome truck section are my scruffies. I've got a ton of these guys, and it makes sense why. Not only is he very common, but he's also one of my favorite characters. He's the feature in one of my favorite episodes, Toad Stands By, and it's so awesome that Tomy made a pre-crash and rebuilt version of him. He is absolutely awesome, and any excuse that I get to put him in a video, I do. The first truck variant is the most common face, this smiling face. I have 2 gray ones, 2 red ones, and 1 with an M on it. The M truck is exclusive to the Thomas and Terrence set, and while I don't have that set right now, I may or may not have something special coming in the mail here pretty soon. Subscribe to see that video, and thank you for staying so long to hear that message. Anyways, this is a classic troublesome truck face, and definitely the most common. The second face is an alright one. The meh expression is okay, never been a favorite of mine. I have 4 of these variants, 3 being gray and 1 being more colored. Just an overall decent truck. This here is my favorite face variant, the third angry face truck. As you can tell by my profile picture, this face is great. I don't yet have the actual dark green truck that is on my profile picture, but hey, maybe someday. I have 3 of these trucks with this face on it, and one of them has a Diesel 10 sticker inside. Unfortunately, I can't tell you where this came from just quite yet, so you'll have to wait and see. Either way, this face variant will always hold a special place in my heart. I'm not entirely sure what to call this 4th face variant. I don't know what the expression even is, so anyone with any guesses, please let me know in the comments. I have 2 of them though, and although I don't use them as much in videos, the expression is probably the weakest. This is the 2nd rarest face variant, even though it's probably the 2nd most common one seen in the classic series behind the first smiling face truck. He's a really good truck though. I have 1 in gray and 1 that's actually in black. I believe that one only came in a pack with Salty, though I may be wrong. Still a really nice and detailed face. This is my rarest truck face, as I only own 1 of these. I don't totally know what to call this face, but in my script I've called it the Whoa face, and that's the best I could come up with honestly. A really nice and very accurate face. I have 1 in gray here, but there are a bunch of other colors. Let's finish this video by showing you the 2 other troublesome rolling stock that I own. Here is an absolutely awesome toy, the Troublesome Van. I love putting this guy in custom sets, as the show loved to put the Troublesome Van in scenes everywhere. His back-facing face makes him really nice to add to the end of any train. I'm looking to get a few more of these guys in the near future, so be on the lookout for that. To end today's video, here is my Troublesome Tanker. Featured exclusively in the aforementioned Thomas and Freight Car set, this is an awesome toy. Although he doesn't work in any custom sets really, his lone feature in one of my favorite episodes that I mentioned before, Toad Stands By, makes him a classic. I'm super glad I got my hands on this very rare Troublesome Tanker, and it completes my collection of every face variant of all the troublesome trucks, van, and tanker. Well guys, that'll be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please do drop a like as it helps me out greatly. As I stated earlier, go ahead and follow me on Instagram as it's the best way to interact with me off of YouTube. Sub to the channel as well. We're now on the road to 2K subs, which is just crazy to say. I have a ton of amazing content coming out very soon. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.